What were we talking about? We were talking about me being in my inside my own head, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, it's because I set like. Have you heard that Michael Jordan quote? I don't know if it was Michael Jordan or somebody else. He said, "I expect more from myself than anybody else does from me." That's my thing. Like when I'm on the field, I expect so much more from myself. I'm like, dude, don't even like. I don't know.
Expect from yourself, but expect enough that you can enjoy. Okay. Not that you're like,
Yeah, that's true.
not that you're like, you're not that you're out there going there. Hey, like I'm gonna go freaking do the base. Like I'm gonna go do what I love doing and go put my time and energy into this, only for you to get there. And like before you even get there, you're like already stressing out. You're already putting so much pressure on yourself. You're like, oh my god, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta be better than last time. I gotta be better than this better and whatever. Like you just want to. I know you want to keep upping your level, and you will do that, but wouldn't it be better if you're enjoying yourself rather than applying pressure to yourself? Because you're applying so much pressure. And yes, pressure makes great players and pressure makes great people and successful people. But
Yeah.
hey, do not forget to love what you're doing.
Oh, I
Because the whole point,
absolutely love what I do, but it's just that
the pressure.
it's not even the pressure, it's a weird mindset, isn't it? Like it's just that when I'm on the field, in my mind I want to clearly stand out and I don't because it's I'm not at that level yet and I want to be. But that's okay. It's time, isn't it?
Like you just said before, like you literally heard everybody like gasp and be like, so if that shit's happening, clearly you're doing stuff right, okay? If people are literally like, and oh my god, good shit, he just shit, like you're getting there, okay? You're just applying so much pressure to yourself, and hey, by all means do it, but do it in a healthy form. Don't fucking like put so much pressure on yourself that you're already like, oh my god, I gotta go, but like I can't, like because my mind's like this. Don't fuck your
No,
own
no, no.
mind up for it.
That's the thing, though. I only put pressure on myself up until the time I actually step on the field. Like once I'm on the field, dude, I am in my space. You will never see me more relaxed than when I'm on the field. I don't know what it is, but like when I'm playing, bro, it's like I'm flowing. It's freaky. I don't know how to describe this. Have you heard of the fucking thing called the flow state? I don't know. Like I've been getting recommendations about it on YouTube, but I watched one of the videos and I'm like, dude, that's me. Because it's like, okay, so basically what flow state is, it's when you do stuff mindlessly. It's when you're just cruising through a task. It's when you're so focused that everything else blacks out. So when I'm on the field, when I'm playing, you I don't know. In my mind, it's like I'm flowing through water. That's how fucking calm I am. And I'm always thinking, I'm always all over the place, but at the same time, I'm only there. I don't know. It's weird to explain it. Am I making sense?
Because yes, you are. Because you're doing what you love. That's how I feel about ECE. Like when I'm with the kids, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm calm, but I'm
Yeah.
loving what I'm doing, and I have like so much energy for it. I'm like, yo, okay,
Yeah.
Whether at the end of it, I'm like fucking dead tired, but like in the moment, yes.
That's the
So
thing. Hey, have you noticed that when you do something that you love and you're in the flow state, like after you're done, for some reason, it's a different kind of exhaustion, isn't it?
mm,
It's a
I
healthy kind
mean,
of exhaustion.
yes, it is. Yes.
It is, right?
It's very satisfying, is
It
what it is.
is.
Like you're like, oh my god, oh fuck, I had such a long day. It was, tiring, but you're not upset about being that tired. You're like, you know what? I fucking love this. This is the kind of tired I want to be. This is the kind of satisfied I want to be. This is the kind of happy I want to be. You know.
Absolutely, man. And that's what I played for almost 3.5 hours yesterday. Like I left at hour and a half mark, but then some other people called me. They're like, "Oh man, we just want to play. Come around." I'm like, "Man, I'm dead tired." Like I was fully gassed out. I was out. Like the petrol was in the reserve mode. But I was like, "Fuck it, why not? I love doing this shit. I'm not gonna get the time again." So I just ate a granola bar and went ham for the next hour and a half, 2 hours again. And I was like, damn, bro, that I had so much fun, but my legs were gone. I could not feel my legs for the whole night. Like even in my sleep, I was grueling. I was like, "What the fuck? Why did I do this?" But it was so great. It was great,
It
man. I
was
loved it.
worth it.
it was so worth it. I love every part of it. But that's the thing. That's what football does to me, man. I love that shit. I love playing it. I love competing. I love improving myself. Every single day I take steps, even a little bit. Even if I just juggle. I'm like, yes, I love it. It's nothing but bliss.
Exactly, that's how it should be.
It's crazy.
That's when you know you're doing what you love.
Well, I'm not doing, man. See, that's where
No. You are doing what you love, whether you're not doing it as a professional player yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Followed by ... because that's in the coming,
Soon.
future. Yes,
Soon.
coming soon. Yes, that's just gonna hit the theaters real hard.
I don't think a lot of people know this. It's just you and probably my closest friends and family who know that I'm going in this direction, by the way. Not a lot of people.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, no.
Big exposure. I put the bottle away, otherwise we should have taken a shot for that.
Yeah. Hey, you can take a shot right now if you want to. I don't care. I got my water with me. You got your,
okay, we can take a water shot. But the bottle I literally put away, and I'm gonna get up and it's gonna fuck with the lighting. It's just gonna like fuck everything up.
Yeah. All right, let's take a shot of water. By the way, the first podcast was a great success. There we go. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bitch for me to edit. It was a bitch for me to edit, though. But
hey, you did a great job. But whether or not it was good or not,
yeah.
It was our first, and the only way from here is up, and we're gonna keep freaking learning, growing, and getting better.
Yeah, we learn and improve. That's my mantra. That's what I live by every single day.
Your mantra?
Mantra. I sounded very white there, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Oh my god.
My mantra, okay?
Mantra.
Yeah.
Oh,
is it mantar?
That's Punjabi. Mantar.
No, we don't say mantar.
I've
never fucking heard. I've never heard my family say
mantar. No, in Punjabi it's called mantra.
That's Hindi. No.
In Hindi it's called mantra.
Mantra. What did I say?
Mantar. No, it's almost like we're not Indian.
No. I said you said mantra, and then I said say it in the Indian way. Say mantra. Mantra. That's what I said.
That's Hindi. Never mind. Leave the mantra conversation. Either way, I wanted to ask you something. Is there other than ECE? Is there anything that puts you in the flow state?
Shit, like where I feel blissful and happy and like, oh my god, I'm in such like focus.
Yeah, when you're doing something, you don't see the time go by. You're just doing it.
So there is ECE. The other thing would be
ECE
photography.
Is what, by the way? ECE is what?
Early childhood.
So what do you do in that?
So I'm like, I'll take care of kids. So it's like kindy basically. So like from 6 months or 8 months or something like that to 5-year-olds, depending on every kindy. Some kindies only take up to 4. So I just take care of like all the kids from those ages.
Kindy is kindergarten, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Kindergarten. Okay.
And we are taught here that the first 5 years of a child's life are the most important, and I am very, very, very passionate about that. Also, totally off topic, but I got feedback from the first episode that I swear way too much. So I try to hold back. Like literally, my brain was like, and I was like, okay, stop, don't do that.
That's my sister giving you the feedback, but
that's just how we talk. I mean, Uncle gave me that exact feedback as well. He was like, "You're swearing a lot," and I was like, "I've played this on big TV." Okay.
Early childhood.
It's kindergarten. The first 5 years of a child's life are the most important because they're very impressionable. You can literally mold a child how you want to, and that's why I'm all about molding them into who they want to be, what they like, and where they want to go. Yeah. I don't know. I'm very passionate about kids. I'm very passionate about future generations. And What?
So what's your methods of teaching? Because they're like very, very little, very young. Little is not, well, they're little as well.
Honestly, okay, so we've got like outdoor play to make sure that they do go outside. It's like it's all motor skills and like getting their brains working. And everybody's different, so it depends what age groups you have.
What age
Okay.
groups do you have?
So I'm usually put with like the 3 and 4 year olds, and they are so many. Oh, this is the best part of my fucking job. Anybody that doesn't know what they want to do, I highly recommend go and give ECE a try, because I was in like a thing in my life where I was like, I don't really know what the fuck I want to do. My bad. Okay, just be. You know what? Just
That's
be
fine.
me.
That's fine. That's
Just
fine.
be me.
That's fine. Don't think too much about it. That's fine. You're
Okay,
doing great.
well, I completely blanked.
If you don't know what you're doing, just give ECE a chance.
I literally I was so confused about what I wanted to do, and my friend was in ECE, and she was like, "Hey, you know what? Like, give this a go. Maybe you'll like it. It seems very fitting for you." And I did it, and I loved it. Forget about liking. I loved every bit of it. I used to wake up extra an hour early just to make sure I would be there an hour early before starting time, because I was pumping myself up. What am I going to do with the kids today? What, have activities or things to talk about and knowledge to share. It's just fun. And especially when you're with the 3 and 4 year olds, because they talk. 3 and 4 year olds are probably the best. Even 5 year olds, the amount of questions that they ask and the questions that they do ask is bloody hilarious.
Yeah,
I had a kid once, and she was very let's say she was 4 years old. She was very mature for her age. She just had this whole I'm not a kid. She had this whole personality of really mature compared to all the other kids. I can do this on my own. I can she was so and I was dang girl.
And how old?
Half the adults, 4 years old, and it's crazy. Yeah, the amount of personalities and the personalities that you do see, it's crazy, and it's cool. I love it. I love it. I literally can't wait to get back into it. But this kid, one of my favorite kids, he never used to talk or interact as much, and he was very quiet, and he was very on his own, didn't play with the kids. And then when I joined at the center, he literally got out of his shell, and he would come run up, and every time he'd come, he had a comfort toy, which was his bunny, and he wouldn't put that down or wouldn't give it to anybody to hold on to. It was hard to get him to pull away from his toy. And then every time, once we got close and I made him comfortable, every day he would come up to me, running up to me, and I would live for this. I live for this shit. Can you imagine a 4 year old running up to you, tiny little being, so tiny, just comes up to you, and they're like, "Thank you." And I'm like, "Hi, thank you so much right now. I have so much love for you in my heart." But yeah, and he would help me if I'm doing the cleaning up, and he'd be like, "Let me help you." And then he would if he was helping, he'd be like, "Can you hold on to my bunny?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I can hold on to bunny." And it was so cute, because it's people don't think these little things don't matter, but they do. They so do. You can see a child this is what I love. The fact that I can bring children out of their shell and make them feel comfortable. His nan was saying to me, she's like, "I have seen so much growth in him in the past couple weeks, that he's more talkative now." He does he probably talks about because that's what she said. Okay, this is what she said. She's at home, he's always give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that, and he's always sharing stories about Kindy. And now he's starting to talk to the other kids, and she's like, "I love this." And I was like, it makes my soul happy when I know that I'm that's a goal accomplished. I love this. I'm getting so excited. I can't help it. It's like you with soccer. This is me with kids. I just love kids so freaking much.
Well, that's amazing.
I may as well be Mother Teresa. I probably can't be up to her level for sure. I may as well. I want to take in all the kids. That probably may not sound very pleasing to other people, but hey, I am very passionate. if I could, I would adopt all the kids in the world. Like, yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, that made me like so happy just talking about all that.
I love that. No, that's amazing, dude. That's amazing. I was gonna ask, so when you do actually teach these kids, do you let them rough around a bit as well, or do you just be all cautious and be like, nah, don't do that?
No, so like obviously, like kids go outside, they play and stuff, but it's up to us. We're responsible, so we can't let them obviously have injuries and stuff. If accidents happen where they're on a swing and they're falling down, or they're on the slide and they go down the wrong way, you know, accidents will happen. So there's that. But besides that, like, I mean, we're not like encouraging wrestling. Go ahead and wrestle with the other kids. No, we're not doing that. But we have to be like, obviously there's rules and regulations we got to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it were up to me, I would recommend kabaddi, because I'm like, it's a good way to get rid of your freaking energy and like, you know, any kind of. I feel like wrestling's actually really good, but
I was gonna say, like, it'd be actually very beneficial to teach kids wrestling, like even just like ingrain a little bit of that wrestling area in that mind from very early on, because then that way, at least growing up, they'll have something in the back of their mind telling them, okay, I know how to defend myself, even just a little bit. Even if someone tries to grab me, I know how to get rid of that. Even though you guys don't do like proper wrestling classes, but like, you know, letting the kids rough around among themselves a bit, I think that must help. Like, later on.
What I've noticed is with the boys, right? The boys usually do that a lot, like a lot. Okay, so the boys will like so what they do is, okay, so this is like one of the stories from one of the centers I've worked at. There's a playground and they can climb up, and they rock climb up to the area, and the ones that are like 4-year-olds but that are taller, they look like they're 6-year-olds or something, and they're slightly taller, and because they're taller, they're like, I don't want to use the word bully, but they're like, I can bully my friends, you know, but in a friendly way.
Yeah.
And then with the guys, they sometimes like headlock each other and say, hey, you know, you're not allowed to do that. You know, you can't, like, because if they get hurt, then you got to explain to the parents. And then it's like a whole lot of things. So like for us, it's a lot to like be like, oh, you know, be careful with this, do that, do this. But yeah, no, like for sure the boys always do. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of the times it's like, but you don't want them to get hurt, because they are, at the end of the day, they are kids and they're still learning their emotions. And because of that, sometimes they can mistake sadness for anger. So this is like another thing why I'm going back to the reference of our first episode of emotions and everything. I work with kids. Hey, I gotta do this shit every day. Like, you know,
I was gonna say, my non-emotional side it was so ready to come out, be like, well, you know what? Let them figure their emotions out. Don't force any emotions with them. But I get where you're coming from.
We don't force emotions. It's whatever they're feeling, but then it's like when they're upset, you gotta like go to them, talk to them, and you gotta be like, hey, can we use our words, please? Can we please talk? And like, you know, what is it? Like, can you please tell me through words what's bothering you? And it's really good, because you see a child go from not being able to explain how frustrated they are, and from that to being, and then like, imagine just a child. Like, I had an incident with a girl once where another little girl took the doll away from her.
Yeah.
She's sitting there crying, and she's like sobbing so freaking hard, and she's like crying and crying and crying. And then all I hear is a child crying, and I'm like in the other corner, and I don't know where the other teacher was. And I like walk over, and I'm like, hey, like, what's wrong? And she's like, she can barely talk. She's like, oh, and she's just pointing, and she's just crying. And I'm like, what's going on? I have no idea. And I'm looking around, like, anybody know what happened? And the kid's like, nope, shrugging their shoulders, walk away.
Yeah.
So I sit down, and I'm like, hey, like, you know, I won't say the name. Like, let's call her
Cindy.
Cindy, I'm like, hey, Cindy sounds so like adultish. Okay, so Cindy, I'm saying.
Every adult was a child. Either way, Cindy did what?
Yes, I know.
Cindy did what?
Like, hey, Cindy, like, you know, like, she's crying, and I'm like, hey, bub, like, can we maybe like try use our words? And she's trying, and she's crying, and she's like, but she, and I'm like, that's good. You know, I was like, I need to know like what happened. If you don't tell me, I can't help you. Like, I need you to like, you know, communicate to me. And like when we talk to them like that, then they're like, okay, like then I can get my toy back. And then they're slowly like, and then they start calming down, and you rub their back, and you like love them, and you cuddle them, and you're like, it's gonna be okay. I'm here. You tell me what's wrong, and I can fix this. And I'm a superwoman then. But yeah. So and then she's like, and then she actually like stops crying, and she's like wiping her tears, and you know,
Yeah.
I'm wiping her tears for her as well. Don't think I'm not. I'm just sitting there like, continue crying, like your own tears. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, don't come for me. All these freaking people out there. Anyways, yeah.
Nobody's coming for you. Chill out. We're not that popular yet. Either way. well, that.
Okay, we live in a world full of hate. Like people just need a reason to just shit on someone. Anyways, totally off topic. But yeah, and then she was like, and then she actually like calmed down, and she was like, you know, different child, Mary took my doll and I had it first. And I'm like, okay, can we share? Like, and then I explain the concept of sharing. And then I go get the other child, and then I get her to be like, hey, you know, this wasn't nice. We don't just pull stuff away from our friends.
Yeah.
You know, we're all friends. And then always make sure if two kids get into a fight, always end with a hug. They apologize. You always get them. You always always get them. Yes.
Hey! I'm gonna quote the great Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm gonna quote the great Khabib. He once said, "Brother, today we smash," and that's it.
No.
If you fight me today, we smash, brother. Who cares?
No.
Who cares? Today we smash.
No.
I get it.
We get them to apologize, and then it's like, hey, you know, hug it out. And then they actually hug it out. And you know what usually ends up happening? The kids just end up holding hands, and they're like, okay, and they totally forget about whatever happened. And they just carry on with their day. And I'm like, I really wish my life was that easy that I could just carry on with my day and be like, skip away, skip to the loo, you know, just like freaking literally being so happy and like minding my own bloody business. Yeah. But yeah, and this is what I love. Like you watching kids and seeing how they are so quick and fast to learn. You, as an adult, you kind of look at that and you're like, shit, man, if they can do it, I can do it.
I was gonna say that leads me to that actually reminds me of a conversation I had with one of my siblings early on when I was in India. Like he always tells me, if you like feel bad about yourself, just look at a child and act as a child. And he couldn't be any right. Like he couldn't be any more right. I don't know if that's how you say it. I don't know the expression, but whatever. The thing is, like, it's so
couldn't be more right.
Couldn't be more right. English. Yes, I learned English. I just don't know how to speak it. Either way, basically, he's actually right. Like, if you think about it, children, they're so easy. They just move on so quickly, and they're always willing to learn. Like, if you can motivate yourself so easily just by looking at a child and acting like as he is, because it makes your life simple, isn't it? Like you get they cry when they don't get a toy, or they get overly happy when they do. But at the same time, they move on so quickly, dude. They don't do all own things, do they?
Yeah. And I feel like because I'm in the whole ECE section and all this shit, like I tend to like do that. Or maybe it's my ADHD. I don't know, okay, if I have ADHD. But yeah, I tend to like, yeah, when I'm happy, I'm happy. And when I'm sad, I'm like sad. So, you know. It all works out. That's why I can relate to kids, and that's why I think I'm perfect for the freaking job.
That brings us back to the conversation we had in the first podcast. Emotions! Yeah, all right. Well, I have to. It's 9:00, so I gotta leave in like 5 minutes. We'll come back and we'll talk more. Hello, everybody. I'm back after 3 weeks. I'm sorry. A lot of personal stuff has been happening in my life and Kimmy's life, so we weren't able to record after that point. So this is it for this episode. It's going to be a very, very short episode, I know, but I've already got 2 other podcasts filmed, and I'm in process of editing them. They will be out next Saturday, I promise, but for now, this is what you're getting. I know I suck at this, but I never said I was good at this. We learn along the way, right? Alright, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I'll see you next week. See ya!